congratulations on the Fingernails. This is a movie that makes you think, really. So it makes you question your relationship and our relationship towards love. But obviously, my first question is, why nails? I mean, what does it represent to you?
We were trying to find a way to do that test, and in general, as we were trying to make a comment about how love is so different right now, and love goes in a completely different way, and especially it goes through screens and not through eyes. And the way that we're using the digital technology and our cell phones, and how we're swapping right or left with our finger and our nail.
Yeah, I get it.
And at the same time, how, for example, somehow the cell phones are the extensions of our fingers. And also, even when we're trying to prove love, and we are, what I was saying about cell phones is also that we are letting an algorithm decide about us, and then AI decide about what is the perfect match. And then even when we're trying to prove love, that we're using the love certificate in the movie. For me, it's a little bit like how people are using the wedding ring and that they're putting on their finger in order to prove love. But love is not something that you have to prove, but something that you need to work on it every day. And it's something so instinctive. So that's why we decided to take something from the fingers, and the nails are the only part that protect the finger somehow. We wanted to make something equal with the physical pain, with the pain of love, I mean.
Yeah. You speak about algorithm, and as you said, there are so many dating apps, and do you think this could be the next step? I mean, we let algorithm decide so much of the content we watch on social media, same on dating apps. So I feel like this idea of letting yet another machine decide if you and your significant other are a great match or not, it's not that far-fetched at all, actually.
No, it's, we're trying to say with the movie, it's in an allegorical way, we're trying to say this, how I have the feeling that we're letting an algorithm decide about so many things in our life. And for me, that's almost crazy. That's scary, actually.
Yeah, it's absolutely scary. Can you tell me about the place of... I'm French, so I was very, very happy to hear so many French songs, and someone in the film says, well, French is the language of love or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay. Can you tell me about the place of French songs and your choice in terms of music and film references? What were the rom-coms, for example, that inspired you?
I love rom-coms. It's my guilty pleasure. I love watching them.
It's not guilty. It's not guilty. It's just a
No,
pleasure.
I know. And I love a lot of them. I mean, but mainly my favorite ones are movies that I'm not sure if we can consider like rom-coms. But for example, I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, or Beginners by Mike Mills, which are a little bit more romantic movies. But also I love rom-coms, like, for example, Notting Hill, or When Harry Met Sally, or other movies that had that feeling from the 90s. And I'm not talking from before, but from the start of 90s, from the end of 80s, actually, that all these rom-coms started, the golden area, I mean, for rom-coms. And yes, and also French is the most erotic language, so we needed to have these two songs. I of course, La Mer is so famous, but also I love so much the Alain Barrière song, L'été is Oli. And yes, we needed that in the movie.
Yeah, I understand. And is it correct to assume that you are a Hugh Grant fan?
I am a Hugh Grant fan in a way. But to be honest, the way that this started is that we asked him to play the role of Luke Wilson, because we wanted to have Hugh Grant being the owner of that Love Institute, as he's the only one who knows what is love. But then he couldn't make it, and then I decided to make a retrospective dedicated to him. And that's why. And he's the only one who knows what is love. I mean, and I don't know why, and I don't know why every time he always gets the girl at the end. He's so successful in love. But yes, it's
Yeah, I mean that's yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think I know why. Yeah, but yeah, he picked the characters pretty well. But yeah, I mean, you get so many references from your Grand Civic. We've got a Notting Hill that I watched at the theater, and then you have the rain, the scene with the rain, and you're like, it's supposed to be romantic. They say that in the film as well. The rain is supposed to be romantic, and it's like, is it gonna be like 4 weddings and a funeral? Are they gonna have some kind of a very big chemistry test under the rain, and then nothing happens between Ryan and Anna, which is kind of sad at this moment. They're just looking at each other and just like, well, let's wait until it calms down. And it's like, well, that's kind of sad. But so since you picked so many movie references, I was wondering if you could have a scene from Fingernails featured in another rom-coms in like, I don't know, 10, 15 years from now, which one would it be and why? Just like you did with Hugh Grant's films.
oh, that's cool. Uh, I think that I would like to do something. I mean, first of all, one for me scene that feels a little bit something that I have never seen before in cinema. So I would love maybe to see it somewhere again, or maybe not. It's the car scene when they're driving and they're changing positions in order to fix the window.
Yeah.
That one is holding the car and the other one, because it's something that we have seen before, somebody giving the wheel to somebody because he wants to shoot somebody from behind in action movie.
Yeah.
But they have never given that in order to fix the window. Uh, and in a romantic way, how they're changing with La Mer, the positions that they're hearing La Mer. I think I would love to see that scene, to be honest. Yes.
That's that's a good pick because it takes trust as well. So it proves
Yes.
how strong their relationship was without them even knowing about it, or maybe just assuming, but they hadn't confessed it yet. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great pick. I was curious. I wanted to ask you because they rewrote Adam and Eve at the beginning of the movie, and teaching children a complete different story. What did you mean by that? What message did you want to convey?
In general, at the beginning, we are trying to say about how, as we're building the world of the movie, and this world is full of, I mean, it's a little bit of changes because we have this test that has been discovered and everything, and people are trying to fall in love again. They rewrote even this biblical story by changing. Because there are no animals there to distract them or disturb them, so they can fall in love, and the snake doesn't go there to give them, and they're just eating and enjoying the apple. So we are trying in a way to say about how sometimes we are learning, they are teaching us a story that we never know if it's true or not, and we believe on that, and that's how our society is doing it all the time. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, okay. And I wanted to go back to the algorithms thing for a second because I wanted to know, so you think, I mean, a lot of people think this could probably happen within a few years from now, but do you think this test would work right now? Like, I mean, again, with dating apps, we give away so much information to an algorithm. Do you think people would be willing to accept that?
I think that maybe yes, but I'm also a little bit scared in terms of how, for example, I don't know. I was giving yesterday a Q&A, and I was I was giving a Q&A to a class here on AFI. I mean, to the students of AFI. And then we discussed a lot, and I was asking them if they're using dating apps, because also it was a very young generation. And a lot of them were using it. And I was a little bit surprised by when they were telling me that what they don't like is that, for example, they exchanging messages with somebody that they don't know at all. for 2 weeks, and then they are meeting in person, and there is no chemistry, and they are idealizing this person in their mind.
Yeah.
So I think that's what also we're trying to say with the movie, about how scary it is to use all these dating apps and in general to let an algorithm decide about you when, as I said, the love should go not through screens, but only through eyes. And I think that a lot of things are going through screens, and a lot of things are only one click. And the problem is that love is not one click. Love is something more. I mean, and even in the movie, the way that they're trying to do that test, which is the only technological device, and we're letting this only technological device to be that test, so everybody goes for an answer there. It's also one click. They're just pressing that button, and then they're having a result, and they know if they are in love or not. But it's not that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I completely agree. And I think it's Luke Wilson's character at some point that says, who says, watching a rom-com is easy and feels safe, but being in love is unsafe. Can you tell me how much of that sentence, which I think is completely true, and what it means to you personally and as a director, and how much of that meaning did you put into Fingernails?
It's Riz Ahmed who says that when they're walking outside from the cinema.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, look, when I was young and I was 14 years old, I remember that I got Notting Hill, and I said to my mother, okay, I think that I found what I will do in my life. I will open a bookstore, and the biggest Hollywood star will come and beg me to fall in love with her. So I will be very excited and happy. And or I remember when I got I mean, I got so sure that I will go one day in Vienna, and I will meet a girl on the train, and we will spend the whole night walking in Vienna, and it will be perfect.
Oh.
And that's it. I mean, I was so sure that in Vienna I will find the love of my life. No, I mean, I'm kidding, but I feel that always movies presenting everything in such an easy way sometimes in terms of romance, and in a romantic way, and we love it. The people that we are romantic, I think that we love that in movies, but at the same time in life is a little bit more difficult, and you need to try, and you need to work a little bit more. And I think that in the movie we are showing that part also a lot, how you need to try and work on love. But we will continue watching rom-coms and in general romantic films.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And one of the main theme of the film is that you don't even, in a way, thanks to the test, you don't even have to endure a bad relationship or just a relationship. You could just stop it as soon as you get the negative test results. And I believe that wrong relationships teach us about life too. There are life experiences, and I'm a firm believer, but that's just me. I'm a firm believer in if it's meant to be, it will be, in a way. But do you think that our society would be the way it is now if we didn't have exes and heartbreak stories to tell, because we already know that this person is right or wrong? I mean, wrong choices, wrong relationships, and breakups. It takes so much of our humanity and of the life lessons that we have learned. So do you think that society would be the same if we had this machine with us?
No, I mean, this machine sucks. It's awful. We don't need the machine tells us anything about what is perfect or not. And also, there is nothing perfect in love. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about love, that love has all these variations and all these different feelings and emotions that can create. And also that when you are in a relationship, I mean, and also we don't know if there is only one person for us. Maybe there are so many people out there that we will meet in our life. So definitely we're not saying that this machine is right. And also, I don't think that I completely agree with you that we are learning so many things from bad relationships, and from we are who we are, and we need to live everything in our life. We need also to go in sad, dark moments in order to feel and realize what we need in our life. Otherwise, we'll never understand what we need.
Yeah.
So yes, we need bad relationships.
Yeah, that's what I meant. We need to have these heartbreak stories. Otherwise, first of all, we won't have much to talk about on girls' night dinners. Because
100%. I am not joining these girls' night dinners, but I agree with you.
no, I'm kidding. We have many things to talk about, but still, I mean, these are stories and experiences that we can share with one another because love is something that just binds us all. Yes, absolutely. Can you imagine couples looking at each other after watching the film, going like, "Well, thank God that machine doesn't exist yet," but still question their relationship at the end of the movie?
I hope that they will do, to be honest. I mean, I don't believe that a lot of people will break up, and I hope that nobody will break up after watching the movie. But it's funny that I'm having some reactions even from screenings. Yesterday, for example, I had a reaction from a person who told me that a girl told me that she broke up with her boyfriend a bit ago, and this movie made her feel that she did the right choice. I was like, the movie made you feel that you did it, and she was like, yes, I feel right now. I feel that I don't regret what I did, and I said, okay. So I don't know when I'm hearing reactions from audience and I'm hearing people telling me how much they felt about their own experiences. I feel nice that we created this impact to people, but at the same time, I don't want them to break up for sure. I mean, I want them to fight for their relationships. Yeah, I mean, I hope that they will take something from the movie, and if they will start questioning things about their own feelings, emotions, and relationships, it will be the best.
Yeah, that's a big responsibility. Why do you think Amir and Anna get 50% and 100% with Ryan? How do you explain the results of the machine? Because she really looks like she's in love with Amir. Otherwise, she wouldn't have tested their nails in secret, I think.
I mean, do we know if the machine tells the truth? And of course, the machine, for me, the machine in general, the Love Institute symbolizes the society and what the society believes that it's perfect. And so, of course, the machine tells that Anna and Ryan look perfect from outside, but deeply inside, are they perfect for each other, or they should be together, or she should be with Amir? So that's why we didn't want to have that. We don't know if this 50% is 25 from each of them. We don't know if it's what exactly it is, but it's definitely something that it comes only from. I mean, we don't care about the result. We care about. I think that there are glances all the time, and the way that they look at each other, it's exactly what we get from how they feel.
Absolutely. And I think Ryan says at some point, a relationship is a routine. We don't need to question that. So, I mean, what makes a relationship is the little things. It's I'm going to dress up nicely. We're going to go on an adventure. All of that is gone. So, but these are the things that makes us love and being in love. So if that's gone, I don't see the point of being with someone. So that's where I think Ryan and Anna really differ from each other.
Yes, for me in general, their relationship, and as I said at the beginning about the in-love certificate that they're getting, that it's a little bit like a wedding. It's a little bit like how many marriages or even many long-term relationships are getting into routine. And it's normal to get into routine. I mean, you cannot fall in love in the same way that you are in love at the beginning of a relationship, but at the same time, you need to work on it. And you don't need to settle on it, and you don't need to just prove it with a wedding ring and feel that that's it. I don't have to work anymore. I don't have to work for that relationship. So that's what Anna is missing in that relationship. She's missing something, a spark, something that will make her feel a little bit more alive, and to feel a little bit that what she's having with Ryan is a little bit more real. But Ryan doesn't want to try more. He believes that he's in love with her and that's it. But I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's gonna have to be my last question, I think.
Oh, no,
Do
no,
you,
we can, Jason, we can stay a little bit more because I was also late. So don't worry.
oh,
If you have
okay.
more questions, please.
Oh, great, great. Thank you. Do you think that a breakup after a machine tells you that you're incompatible is easier than a regular breakup? Because I thought that people in the film looked really fine after a breakup when the machine, one of the head teacher at the beginning of the film, the test wasn't conclusive for her, and she's like, "It's fine, I'm used to it." And I was like, "Well, that's, I mean, you still broke up with someone, but you seem fine." So do you think that breaking up after this machine tells you that it's over is easier than a regular breakup? Because then you just have to get over it. You no longer listen to your feelings. You don't even have to the time to grieve the relationship. You just listen to the test, you know.
Yes, because all this, the way that we are trying to show that, and especially um, for people that they're trying to date on a very early stage, and it's not about relationships that were a little bit longer and then they're going there. It's a little bit how people are trying to date through these dating apps. And if something will not work,
Mm,
and the machine will tell them that, oh, no, it's not the perfect match, then they're going to the next one and to the next
mm,
one. And as I said, it's only one click. So you can find the next partner very, very easily. And that's how love goes right now through all these dating apps.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, couples take the test many times in the film just to be sure they don't even trust their own minds and hearts. I was thinking the whole time, well, if you have any doubts and are willing to suffer and rip yet another nails off of your hand, maybe you don't need to take the test. Maybe you should trust yourself and either fix or stop the relationship. Really.
In general, humans are having doubts all the time about everything. We are insecure people, and also we are tending to not trust so much our own own feelings and own heart. I mean, imagine that. I don't know. Somehow, when you are starting a relationship, you don't hear so much your friends. I mean, what you said earlier about this girls' dinner that you are doing. I mean, if you will meet your next partner and you will go there and you will present to them, then you don't want to hear all their opinions about. Okay, yeah, he's good. No, he's not perfect. Or he has this or he has that. So it's always like this, and we are always insecure. And in general, in love, we're always having this uncertainty, and we always want to hear somebody to tell us what is the right thing to do or what we can do. But I think that's why I believe that, and I believe that very strongly, that because love is something so instinctive and we need to follow only our heart,
Mm,
and because we are living 24/7 with that person, not all the other around us, not the society, not the dating apps, nobody else.
yeah.
But we are living with that person, that we need to follow only our instinct and our heart.
Mm. Absolutely. And I was thinking, I don't know, maybe it's a stretch, I don't know, but I was thinking that doubt is a scary thing, but it's also a beautiful thing to have because it gave us such incredible music and films and just art in general. And this is part of who we are, and we have to accept that we can always love in a perfect way. People will make mistakes and realize that they're not meant to be together. That's life. Otherwise, it's just incredibly dull. And I was laughing at that because Anna's listening to Total Eclipse of the Heart at the beginning of the movie, and I was like, without relationship, you wouldn't even be listening to this song.
Exactly. But she's still trying to understand herself. And I mean, in the whole movie, she's questioning her relationship and herself and everything. So, um, I don't know. Love is, I mean, we need always to hear all the songs in order to understand probably what we feel and what we want from a relationship or from love.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I have time for one final question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yes, okay. Watching it at first, I was like, if this test really existed, I wouldn't take it. No way. I was like, no, that's not me. But then I watched it again and I was like, but what if the option was there? and it was too tempting. Yeah, I don't know, like it's like when you don't want to do something because you don't know how it's gonna end, but the temptation is here, you know. And you're afraid of the answer. Really, it's faster to know that you're not compatible with someone, and then, you know, I can just move on. I don't know. I still think I wouldn't take it, but maybe the spectators will have a different opinion watching the film. Did you have also that process of thoughts when you were making the film, at first thinking, I wouldn't take the test, that's just the movie I'm directing, and then doing it, writing it, and then watching it over and over again? Did you have another opinion on that?
No, I still believe that I will never do the test because I prefer to follow my, as I said, my instinct and my heart. So I think that I would have never done this test because also I will never let somebody else to decide about me. Maybe I would have taken a decision faster in general in my mind, and I will try to find something more perfect, even if I have the feeling, and I'm realizing that that's what I took from the film as we were making the film, is that in love you have to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah.
And also be more patient in order to find the person that you really want to be with. So that's what I took from the film, that I need to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah. Well, I think it's such a beautiful message, and this is such a, yeah, that's, I was questioning my entire life. I was questioning my relationship after watching it. So I think, you know, you did something there.
No, thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was really nice speaking with you. I wonder what my opinion will be after a third watch. You know, maybe I will be like, no, definitely not, never ever taking this test. Yeah.
No, never take the test. I mean, try to follow your.
Yeah. No,
Yes, I
no, I'm
think
just,
that. I think that you know. I think that you have seen also from what I'm realizing from now that we're talking the last 20 minutes, 25. I feel that you are. I realize that you have seen so many romantic films, and you're a very romantic person, so you know exactly what you want.
yeah, I agree, and I believe in the real stuff as well. So, you know, no test. Okay, got it.
Never.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the film. Thank you so much for joining me today, Christos, and I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you so much.